Hello, hello. It's chopping it up with Chapis. I always like to say, chopping it up with who? Chopping it up with you. Chopping it up with me. Chopping it up on three, two, one. Today we have some amazing, amazing guests, and I was realizing my quality is not that good. Before I bring them onto the stage and into your guys' view, I am going to make sure that you guys are able to hear me on the live. Okay, yep, it's working. So here they are. Hello.
What's cracking?
Ooh, I can hear you guys. Hey, I am so excited. I just want to let you guys know that I'm excited to have you guys on my platform and everything. And we're going to be here talking about you. So, what I normally like to do, I'm going to make a quick disclaimer and just let everybody know that I'm chopping it up with Chappies. We just chop it up. We might do a little interview. We might get into talking, just let everything flow, just like how the universe and life happens. And anything that's said on here is just experiential. Take it with a grain of salt. Take it as you guys want it. Nobody's telling you guys to do anything that you just don't want to do, got to do that disclaimer
Mm.
for legality reasons of all the viewers. um so yeah, you guys, I've been inspired um from the res dog. So my fourth child is actually a fourth native, and I feel like I have to learn so much about the culture and stuff so that he can also grow up in knowing his culture. And out here in Iowa, it's the Meskwaki Nation. It's a Sac and Fox. I think that's what it is called as well. I know that they are from like the what you call it, the Mississippi. Like
Mm.
I learned, like I researched, also because I'm Mexican, so it has allowed me also to look deeper within myself and my indigenous background,
Okay.
which is cool. Like I feel like we're very, very similar, which
Oh
is
yeah.
also why I loved the show, because I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh, we're so similar.
You relate too much to it, huh?
Yes, like it was great. The only difference is like you guys are living the life on the res and everything in English, and like we would be speaking Spanish
Right?
or Spanglish out here, like but yeah, I kind of went on a tangent because I'm just so excited.
That's all
um
good.
Tell me a little bit about yourselves. Who's Mike? Who's Bone? Who's like which one's which? How'd you guys start on the res and all that? Like on the res dogs.
I'm Lil Mike, and I'm Funny Bone, and
Okay.
together it's Mike Bone. So a lot of
Okay.
people confuse it with him being Mike Bone. There's no bone in his name, so. But yeah, we are actually rappers, and we just basically play ourselves on Res Dogs, and that came about because of COVID. We had to get into acting because that was the only thing
mm,
happening. So
so that happened during COVID?
yes, we shut down
Mm.
all our tour dates, and because nobody was going anywhere.
Right.
Mhm. We needed
Did you
some
guys
money.
so then during since it was filmed during COVID, did you guys like have to make sure like, everybody wasn't sick and stuff like
Yeah,
that?
they tested us every day.
Oh my
That
goodness.
was not fun. Right up the nose.
I think that's so funny because as a kid, like the feathers, I would always
Mm.
be putting feathers up my nose just for fun. And then, like, the first time I ever got tested for COVID, they did that. And I'm like, feels nostalgic.
Wow, you know.
And I'm like, and even the doctor was like, okay. I
All
was like,
right.
I was a kid, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, um, where'd you guys get your names from? So, Mike, I'm assuming is, what you were born with. But, like, what about Bone and, like, Funny Bone?
Funny thing.
Both of our names are Jesus.
Our legal names are Jesus. And
Oh,
we don't say Jesus because we don't understand Spanish, and I don't want to give off the wrong message.
right. Everybody's gonna be like, oh, they're Mexican.
Right?
So
I took Spanish in school, but it didn't take.
hmm
So There's that.
Right.
Yeah,
but we don't go by Jesus. We
yeah.
don't respond to
We've always had nicknames. I used to be
Yeah.
Mouse. They used to call me Mouse.
Mhm.
Tiny.
because when he was
Yeah.
born, it was like you are not the father.
Yeah, but
That's funny. So who's older?
uh, we're 5 years apart. He's older, and yeah,
Oh, okay.
so
I'm
we,
over
we
here thinking you
yeah we
guys were
always play twin like,
oh.
But
but
we're not twins.
we're
No.
not twins.
Oh, okay. So I was watching an interview you guys had. I forgot with who, but they said that you guys were actually playing the role of 11-year-olds.
Yeah, that was
No,
the.
when we auditioned,
It was script was
it's
written for
11-year-olds.
11-year-old twins.
Yeah,
I
and
never thought that. I knew y'all were men, and I was like, it to me it still worked
yeah,
because I feel like
they was like, okay, yeah, we're gonna go with them because it's it just fits.
Yeah,
right.
So it went from young twins to these uncles that ride bikes, which is even funny
Yeah.
because like when we go to REZs now, we notice all the uncles that be riding around just riding bikes. And I'm
For
like,
real.
funny.
yeah,
That's what I think like was really resonating with like being Hispanic is because like same thing. But we just call be like that's my tío, that's my uncle, and it's like that's why I knew automatically that you guys were adults that were just like it seemed like the caretakers almost of like the kids because you're like, well, we don't have kids, but these my kids, like
yeah. We gotta watch after him and spread the word and what's going down. And
yeah, that that part was funny to me. You're like, "Oh, these new people are in town." They asked me if there was any gangbangers. I said, "Y'all were the gangbangers." I was like, "Oh my gosh, that would be so like in real life." I love it. Um, so do you guys ever get mistaken for being Hispanic?
all the time.
All the time.
Yeah, they'll come up to us and speaking, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what?
I don't know.
Oh, sorry. I feel like we look alike. Like us
Oh yeah.
Mexicans and natives look alike, but it's probably because we're all actually in the same land, like
Yeah,
North
it's
America.
I don't know.
different tribes.
It just
Mhm.
when we say
Yeah,
something
there you go.
really fast, and so I'm like, did I just mishear you, or are you saying a different language?
That too. Which I think is so cool that at least in like Native America, like the United States, the natives still have a lot of their culture. And I like that you guys like take that. So like so how you say like not just prideful of it, but like so dear and like still are focusing on showing the next generation, which as Mexicans we've kind of lost it a little bit.
Right.
Well, I think
And
it goes both ways because you have those res natives that don't want to. They're surrounded by our culture, so they
oh,
don't want to. They want to be like city natives, which we're city natives who fell in love with our culture.
Yeah.
yeah, see,
Um, yeah,
Yeah. We
okay,
got a taste of it. We wanted more.
yeah, we
So.
was hooked. We was like, take me to a sweat, take me to a powwow, take me to a stomp dance, show me
right.
a real medicine man, and it just they just kept progressing from there.
Mhm.
You're just like,
We,
oh my god,
we
this is
came
so
up with
amazing.
the slogan: "Once you go native, you never hate it."
I love that. I love that so
Because
much.
once you fall in love with that culture, you addicted, like he said. And the music, the people. I
Mhm.
mean, you just fall in love.
So talking about the music, you guys were you guys ever on set with Stenjati?
Oh
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
Am I
that's
saying it right?
yes.
you got it. Yeah,
So he's actually resides in Iowa, and I've actually met him quite a few times in person. And once I contacted you guys, I was like, "Wait, I haven't had Sten on my podcast yet." So I hit him up, and we're gonna schedule that out too. But I've had little interviews with him, like while we've done shows and stuff, and I just love it. And I know there's something that he said that we can relate with about being native, being Hispanic, being a person of color that isn't black, we get portrayed as trying to be black when we like hip hop or when we like certain culture, and it's not quite it. Or like how we wear braids too, just like being
Right.
indigenous, and sometimes it can get portrayed otherwise. So how do you guys deal with that?
Um,
We take the criticism and use it as motivation. I mean, we will like on the haters' comments and then feed them to the fans, basically.
um,
Feed
Right.
them to the fans. But
and then the first thing is your accent is where your establishment is.
Mhm.
We were raised around Mexicans. We would probably have a Mexican accent. Um,
True.
so
True.
we were raised in the urban areas, and so
yeah,
we have an
Mhm.
urban accent. That's
yeah.
what that is.
Now,
That's true.
I wouldn't mind having a UK accent, but that's just me. But that's
Sound all fancy.
yeah,
Oh my gosh, that is so true because you can watch TVs and stuff, and there'll be people of color, and they'll be over there having a British accent and stuff, and you feel like that's different, but because we're so used to how we speak over here.
right. And it's crazy because we slowly started noticing like that we did have an accent
Hmm.
when we started meeting people without accents or with different accents.
Oh.
So like when we was on America's Got Talent, there was an Asian guy who had an Irish accent,
Irish.
and
Yeah,
that tripped me out.
yeah. No,
That would.
yeah. Shout out to the homie Nathan Fan,
Nathan Fan.
Magic Asian man. He's cool.
Hey, I
We
love
actually
that.
have a song with Stinjati on our latest album.
Oh, wait, it's out already or
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's called "Beat of the Drum." Is the name of the album. The
Yeah,
song.
OMG?
the song is
Yesterday
called
I was like binging on your guys' music.
Woo! All right.
I seen that you guys have one that's also called fry bread, and so I was like, I gotta listen to this because I know greasy fry bread. I know.
Get that
And
proper
then
snacking.
Yeah,
yeah, I
that
was
was some of those like is like jokes in real life.
yeah.
Um,
And I love that because that's also how you express your culture of like who you are. It's like only people that get it are gonna get it.
Right.
yeah, so like with people that know us, we perform at health fairs and sobriety events.
Mm.
Sometimes the health fair be like, do that fry bread song at a health fair though.
Yeah.
True. But hey, there's healthy ways you can make fry bread.
Yeah.
Just
Wait.
not
Moderation.
authentic.
Moderation.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Cause I think about that too when, like people be saying like tacos aren't healthy. And I was like, somebody try to tell me that tacos aren't healthy. I'll make you one right now.
Yeah. And just say, I'm dedicated enough to work it off.
Yeah, I don't know about that. But like I love cooking and everything. I actually made fry bread one time and it ended up coming out like tough because I think I
Mm.
was actually frying it rather than just cooking it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
And
go with the light golden, not the dark golden.
yeah, that's what it was. So instead I just ended up making it a buñuelo, which is like a hard tortilla, and you just put cinnamon sugar on it. But I've also heard people can eat fry bread sweet.
Oh
So I
yeah,
was
yeah.
like,
Oh,
mine's just crunchy.
I'm not making a sopapilla.
A sopapilla, pretty
Yeah,
much.
that there you go. That's what it is, but it's like a big one. So the
Yeah.
sopapilla is just like in little cut pieces, but it's
Hmm.
pretty much the same thing.
Yep.
Fire, fire.
That's what we
So
tell our
what would you say is your favorite, I guess, native meal? Because I'd be asking people, and it's like,
Ooh. That's a good question.
Fire.
I mean, I hate to say the common response of Indian taco, but
mm,
I mean,
So
honestly,
my favorite was blue cornbread. That we had it at this restaurant in Tulsa called Native, and man,
mhm.
I've never tried blue corn before, and blue cornbread was amazing.
I
yeah,
love cornbread, so
I'm
Hmm.
I'm I'm down. But Mama makes some dope mole, and I mean, you can say
mm,
that's Mexican, but like you said, we're all one nation. So
yeah. See, that's what I've realized too.
yeah,
Sorry, what did you say?
It's still an indigenous food.
Yes. And so I study a lot of like it's called Ayurvedic wellness and that's more like Indian culture, like from India. And so what I started learning is that indigenous from like almost every country, we all have like the same roots. We all believe in like curing naturally.
Oh,
We're very against like Western medicine to an extent. And I just think it's so dope because you guys call it the medicine man, we call it curanderos, which means
mhm.
like curers, people who cure. But nowadays you see it as like brujeria, witchcraft, if you're trying to heal with herbs. And I think it's just so crazy. Which
We basically tell our especially the Christian religious people,
mhm,
our ancestors were given this knowledge from Creator, from God, whatever you
yeah,
want to call Him,
right.
Spirit. But like before, we had books to read about Jesus or whatever, and
Mhm,
it was knowledge that was given to us from a greater source,
The
a
Great Spirit.
higher power,
right,
and He didn't give us that knowledge for a reason or for no
right.
reason.
Mhm,
And so, like with the different medicines, the different ceremonies that we do, the different religious practices. Like we were talking about this on TikTok, I think not too long ago, about how some Mexican families will put like a glass of water near somebody's bed when they're feeling tormented or something.
yeah.
They're like, "Don't drink the water," blah blah blah. And
Mhm,
I see, and who I was like, I wonder who and how the creator or the great spirit or whatever revealed that information to somebody.
mhm,
Or like, yeah, with sage and stuff like that. Different.
right.
But when the colonizers, they demonize stuff they don't understand.
Yeah.
Stuff they're afraid of, because sometimes people will be like, "Well, I'm doing all these prayers and I'm doing this and I have faith, but my
Mhm,
prayers aren't getting any results." But
right.
you see us and then we're getting results. It's because our
Mhm,
faith is not only, you don't only have to have faith, but you have to have like honor and respect for certain things that the creator has given you,
right.
or have it the honor and respect to actually, you know, uh
Not abuse the
not abuse,
gifts.
no, but like, be thankful before the blessing.
Mhm,
So that,
Oh,
right.
yeah,
gratefulness.
you know what I'm saying?
Gratefulness, yeah.
And I feel like other people, they're like, they treat it as a wish, and then
Oh,
get that
mhm.
wish, they're like, they don't, respond
That
anything.
that's so true. Cause I used to be very religious, when I was younger, just, like, on my own, and my mom always, like I guess she didn't really like it that much because she felt like I had a deeper intuition than what, the church was allowing me, and so I kinda
Mm.
just, like, held back a lot, and I was like, "No,
See?
this is wrong. I shouldn't be doubting. I shouldn't be questioning. This is wrong. I'm guilty." And plus, I've been married to my husband since I was 16, but we've always had like an added person into our relationship. So that was always a guilt of mine too, because I was like, I'm fruity, they're not gonna like me. Like, and so I always kept it to myself. So there was always that guilt. And then so when I started to actually question,
Hmm.
there was no answers.
Yeah.
So
See,
I
and that's the thing about the churches nowadays, and is they'll, like I said, they don't understand certain things, and they'll
mhm,
push back on it,
Yeah.
and
right.
they won't allow people to use their gifts. And
Mhm.
it's like, don't be scared, man. I mean, if they're doing it for the right reasons, it's all good.
Yep. I mean,
Right.
mediums have a gift for a reason.
And
People
back
who,
then they were called wise men, prophets.
right?
Yeah.
They're here still.
Yeah, people
We
who
still here.
see energy or use energy to heal people. That's
Yeah,
gift from creator. You know what I'm saying? Like, as long as they doing it for the good, then you straight. But like anybody who doing it
right,
out of spite, out of evil,
right.
out of hate, is, that they from the dark side.
And you'll see the fruit. Just
Oh,
just
yeah.
look at the fruit. The what is coming off of what they doing. Is
Mhm.
it out of love?
Matter of
And
fact, we also say like any religion that preaches hate is a cult.
mm,
So I mean,
flat out.
even to the slightest, what church is preaching love, and then all of a sudden turns around and says, them gays, or
Right.
them
Mhm.
liberals, blah blah blah,
Right.
burn in hell flames.
Right.
They already that's a form of hate.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
we're in a cult. Be careful what churches you go to.
Real
Be
talk.
careful what pastor opinions you
There
allow
you go.
to control your life.
Real talk.
I remember being in church and they would be saying like scripture, right? And they're like, so that means this and this and this of nowadays world, of modern world. Like, don't be on Facebook, don't do this. Boys and girls can't sit next to each other in church because me and my husband we were the only ones that were like openly dating. My parents weren't in church. My mom didn't care. Like she knows. I don't have to hide. But the
Hmm.
church didn't like that because all the other kids, they were in hiding. They thought their kids were saints, right? So like what we would always sit next to each other in church, and then once it was time to pray, they called us out, and like I opened my eyes to see, and people were looking at us. I'm like, bruh, we got married and everything, so it's like
Right?
we're the only couple that stayed together from those kids that were dating. So
Soulmates. Look at that.
yeah, and it's because of this. Like we decided to grow and grow ourselves spiritually without having a label. And like
Hmm.
you said, like right now I have an incense burning as we speak. And it's like I learn about herbs. I'm actually going to college to learn about herbs and stuff to
Right.
get on a deeper level. So I can actually be certified even though you don't really need it. I
Right.
just want it for the title, like give me my recognition pretty much.
Hmm.
And that's the sucky part about nowadays. Because back then, our ancestors didn't need that. You
Yeah.
just trusted them because it worked.
Right.
They showed results.
Uh-huh.
But nowadays, you need to be FDA approved. You need to have a certificate. You need all this stuff. When in reality, you're just mad because we're going to do it. We're going to cure better than the doctors, the pharmaceuticals that are sick, making people sick.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's twisted. It's twisted now. A lot of people don't even trust. I mean, for a good reason, they don't trust the government and the pharmaceuticals now
Hmm.
because of all the. I mean, if it got more side effects than
Mm,
things that helps,
right.
then it's probably not good to take. Flat out.
Yeah.
I'm just
Just
saying.
like I'm gonna say something super controversial, like the COVID vaccine. I didn't get vaccinated. I'm Gucci. Some
Right.
people did. Fear, you know,
Yeah. I
can
mean,
get to us.
for your work, like we had to
Mhm.
do it for work. So
That's the thing too. Is like to be honest, if I had to do it for work, I would have done it because you think of like, might risk it because I gotta go to work every day. If I die, I die. Like I gotta go to work. Life
right.
can't stop. So I'm also not judgmental of anybody who did decide because I'm like, everybody has their own reasons.
Hmm.
But for me, I'm a stay at home mom. I'm Gucci.
Oh yeah, you staying at home, you good.
Yeah,
Plus,
I'm like,
plus we deal with a lot of people, so
yeah, that's tough. So how often do you guys go on tour?
oh man, it's nonstop.
It's nonstop. We recently just had a break for like a month, maybe
Ooh.
a month and a half,
Just to finish up this album.
just to finish up an album because we have been. Well, how long has it been since our last release? 5 years. I want to say 5 years.
Probably.
Yeah, 5 years since our last
Wow.
release,
Yeah. Now
and
we've been recording every now and then, but it's been in spurts when we have
Right.
free time.
yeah, there's some new singles out right now. We have a police
Mhm.
brutality song that's out called
Ooh.
"That's Enough."
Mhm.
Yeah, that's streaming everywhere. And then there's the Scoden
Scolding,
that's streaming everywhere. That's real nice, featuring
um,
what's his name?
Brother
I
War.
just listened to it.
Yes.
I thought
What
it was so cool because that one song is trending. It's like teach me how to code and teach me hey. I was like, okay.
Right.
Shoot.
that's
So
what's
yeah, but like it's been in spurts, and we wasn't really racking up the studio time like that. And so I was
Mhm.
like, yo, we have to have a break so that we
Yeah,
can finish an album. And so,
that's true. You gotta really like zone in. I work with a lot of artists out here in Iowa, And I mean, if you guys see the rest of the videos, there's a lot of artists that I've had on here. And I
Mhm.
just think it's so dope that people that we know or close to home are, living their dream. Like, how cool is that? And a lot of people are getting more into being independent artists. And I think that's so dope. Like, you don't have to always be on a label, or if you are, like, go with what where you feel aligned to.
Mhm.
So, what would you say is your guys' style of music?
Oh, we are versatile. That's
Mm,
something we like to tell people because we don't stick to one style. Um,
Um,
I mean, our main style would be probably club music.
mm, okay, yeah.
What would you call it? Like,
Booty
so
shaking music.
a long time
yeah,
ago, I said dirty South with a little bit of West Coast in it. Um,
Ooh,
it's mixed. It's like
yeah.
us, it's mixed.
Ah, so are
so,
you guys mixed for real?
oh yeah, yeah, we mix with a whole lot of stuff.
Mm,
So like we're two different tribes, Pawnee and Choctaw. Um, was it Mexican, Puerto Rican, white? Well, Dutch, but I don't know. I think that's white.
He
yeah,
So
you're
calls
like, I think.
like Dutch. I guess is white. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know what I thought Dutch was milk, but uh,
It's in
but
Europe,
is it a Europe? Okay,
I think, right?
I don't know.
See, I didn't learn much in school,
Right?
apparently.
When you get that list, and it's like it goes on and on and on, and you're just like, just do the top three.
Right. I did that too with the ancestry.com.
Yeah, I was
And
just
it's
like, just the
like,
top three. I don't care about the rest.
right, right. That's true because I'm a little bit of like Spaniard because we freaking got conquered. Uh,
Mm.
indigenous, like from the like my tribe is also called Tepajuanes, so I come from that tribe down in Mexico, which was really cool to find out. And I'm just like, why do I gotta be Spaniard for?
What does it say? It says Tiano, Taino,
What is that? The
the Puerto Rican thing, whatever.
oh, okay.
Well,
See,
I
I
don't know.
Tatiana.
Tatiano. No,
Tatiana. That's
Girl.
funny. You guys should make a what's it called? A remix.
oh,
Like like how
Mm.
she did Skodem, but it's like bust down Tatiana. It could be the auntie.
Oh wow.
That would be hilarious. Oh,
that
I had a question, but it
Flew out. Oh
it flew
no.
out of my mind.
Dang.
Something about being mixed. So this is something that made me so sad. So one of our exes, she was half native, half Mexican, and lived on the set. Over here they call it the settlement. And when they lived there, I don't think she was going to school in like the settlement school, but she was going and like but they lived on the set. So she was always called half breed.
well,
And
yeah.
I always think that's so sad. Like a
How you
lot of
get to like half breed or mixed blood, and then we just embrace, like we embrace all the flaws.
right.
We accept all the short jokes. We're like, oh, that was a good one actually, and then we just laugh about it.
Yeah, we tell people you got to learn to laugh at yourself and don't take
Mhm.
hate serious.
No, for real.
Roll
I
off your back.
see. I'm little too. I am. How tall am I? Hold on, 4'10",
For
and people always try to right. People always try to tell me like, "Oh my gosh, you're small," or sometimes I don't really get it that much. I think because I'm a girl, so it's different. Like being a
right.
girl, people think it's cute when a girl, but when I see people doing it to a guy, like they're mean. Um, But they try to tell me something, be like, "Oh, you can't reach that," and I'll be like, "Yeah, but that's why you're here, so you could just grab it for me." Or like, "I'm good at climbing actually, and I could fit through any crowd I want, and I'm always in front because I squiggle through." I love being little.
Right?
Like,
It's got benefits. It's got benefits.
yes, I see more pros than there are cons.
And we don't hit our head on everything. And and when we
Right.
get on the plane, we don't have to duck to get on the plane.
Right. Or like one time I was traveling on a one of those trail buses, like the travel buses, and guess
Mhm.
what? I fit perfectly in the seat to go to sleep. Now you mad because you gotta extend your legs and you don't got enough room. I'm
Mm-hmm.
Gucci over here in the fetal position.
You should get half price at the massage parlor. Shoot.
Wait, for real or no?
No, I'm saying we should.
Yeah, and I can
Oh,
sorry. No.
we can wear our kids' clothes. Like we wear kids'
Oh,
shoes. Like it's cheaper over here.
oh yeah. It's not
We're loving it.
my
But yeah,
bed. My bed don't have to be as big.
oh yeah. Well,
I mean,
but
I
the
still got a
half
big
breed
bed.
thing though is you know, some people will be ashamed of, not being full blooded, but like or be not being full blooded, but like to have that many different cultures that you can
Mm,
align with, I think is a beautiful thing.
right.
Um, Especially like, for anyone who doesn't feel like they fit into their own culture.
Mm-mm,
They can be like, oh well, I'm accepting of this culture, that culture, because I am a part of that culture.
right.
And it's just like, I don't feel like you have to be set in structure ways
Mhm.
to enjoy life or whatever, to or have somebody else tell you who you are. um,
Right.
be who you are. Don't let
Yeah.
somebody else tell you who you are. Don't let rumors tell you who you are.
No
Mm,
limits. No limits. Just do your thing and be you. Be real. And remember that hate don't change your value.
Prove them
man.
wrong. Prove them wrong, and just be you and be awesome.
So then on that note, what do you guys do with hate comments?
We
I know
Oh
you said it a little bit
said it
yeah,
earlier.
we
We'll like it sometimes, and they'll delete it if you like it.
yeah.
because
Usually,
they see that you're watching.
Sometimes they become fans just because they're like, man, I said a really
hurtful thing.
hurtful
Yeah,
thing to you, and you took it as a joke.
yeah.
I can see I can play with you. I'm good. So it's
That's
just
true.
like we see everyone as a comedian, but not everybody's funny.
We like to say haters are fans too.
They just
That
confused.
is true. They're just confused. Well, that too. A lot of people that I've heard is like love is a strong feeling, right? And
Mm.
hate is also a strong feeling, strong
Hmm.
frequency. But people don't realize is that hate is just angry love.
Right.
Mm,
That's real. I
high
ooh,
school flirting.
teach them, girl.
So that's why that they're still showing you love. They're just mad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm,
Like some
No, you
people
can't.
are just so miserable with their own life. So
Mm.
they get on social media and they see that other people aren't miserable. So yeah, it fuels up this feeling inside, this anger that they're like, you know what? I just have to knock them down because they shouldn't be doing good when I'm going through this and this and this and this and
Right.
that. They might not think that on the outside, but that's what's happening in the inside for sure.
Mhm.
I think what helped me out is I went to a very rough school, and so like we
Mm.
would, we would bash each other, kind of like, um,
Roasting.
yeah, just like New York attitude comments, but it
Mhm.
was all just fun and games. It wasn't like serious. And then like I remember this one time.
Called it battling back then, but
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
True.
I was
rap,
a
rap
battle rap.
battling.
Your mama's this, your mama's that, and then like I remember this one time we was working, and I was like, "Who is this Chingo Bling looking mother?" And it was actually
Chingo
Chingo Bling.
bling.
Oh shoot.
We know
Damn.
this school I work. Wow.
And I was like, "That's funny how like I said
That's
Chingo Bling,
hilarious.
and it was
They're like,
actually."
"Oh, my bad. What's good, Chingo
Like that's
Bling?"
how we used to talk, like what I'm saying, and like that's how I got my name because I used to put my hair in front of my face, and people were like, "Oh, little Michael Jackson right there."
That's little
I said,
Michael
"Yeah,
Jackson.
little Mike."
Ah.
Got the moves.
So,
Oh, okay. I seen that too, cause you guys rap, you guys dance.
yeah,
What got
yeah,
you guys into music?
He started out as what was it, poetry?
yeah. It was court
Mm,
ordered therapy. I had to write out my problems, and I used poems, and yeah, it was just they were very violent poems.
Gotta
it
get them
happens.
emotions
I
out.
mean,
Yeah, so they would probably get me in trouble nowadays.
It turned into music and beautiful music
right.
and then he started dancing like Michael Jackson, had the outfits and everything.
Yeah, I looked up to like MC Hammer,
Mm,
and then like all the screamo music from like Onyx to like Metallica and
Mhm.
you know, and then Michael Jackson came on and he was like singing and screaming, and I was like, I want to be like that. And then
Yeah.
when my brother came on, you had all these boy bands and girl groups that
Mhm.
were dressing the same, and I was like, yo, we should start dressing the same and start having routines like the Backstreet Boys or whatever.
Ah,
Yeah, we got the dancing and putting moves in the music and clicked up.
that's why they think you're twins.
Yeah, it's just
How old are you guys?
I just turned 43.
I'll be 38 this weekend.
You guys look so young, and it's not because you're small. It's because you guys are just like, it's being brown, honestly. Like
Right. Good
we
genes.
have,
Yeah,
yeah, we
I
and
got
all
the
the whatever the medicine man gives and all of the naturalness.
Hmm.
I thought you guys were gonna say like 32, 35, like
But we also try to keep our diet real clean too. So we don't do no junk food, no fast food. We don't do soda.
yeah, we gave up soda way
mm,
back, almost before we got on America's Got Talent,
Yeah, and we don't do no drugs. We no drinking.
and we're celibate.
Celibate, saving ourselves for the.
hey, I was gonna say, did you guys have kids? Any significant others?
Have you heard our song "Wifey"?
No, I haven't heard it yet.
Ooh,
You gonna
so
learn today.
I caught
Yay! I'm gonna be binging while I'm cleaning my house, just like the whole.
That's the ladies' favorite is our song "Wifey."
and
Oh
we wrote
shoot!
it during
All that sex music came out.
yeah, so like
Everybody
when
was
Pretty
making a
Ricky
song.
first came out, and I was
Mhm.
like, yo, there's too much people like getting pregnant. I was like, I want something for people who are celibate to jam out to.
Ooh.
So I
Mhm.
called it my Pretty Ricky this, and then I said, oh no, this is my Purity Ricky song.
Ooh, I love that. There's also going to spiritual, there's so much energy in you would say like the root chakra. So I'm learning like the chakras. Do you guys
Mm,
know?
Mhm.
So like there's so much strong energy in our root chakra. So I feel like that's where a lot of creativity comes from as well. So I feel like with being celibate, it's so powerful. I have a husband. I'm not celibate, but but I have my moments where I'm just like, no, just because I want to be aligned with
right,
the universe, with just my surroundings and content creation. That's where like, all of that creativity energy comes from. And I think it's so healthy that a lot of people, especially in this industry, lack of because they're
Mm,
hoes.
right.
right, yeah, no,
It's
it's
like,
different.
and we try to tell people, treat yourself sacred. You know,
Yes.
put it all out there, especially if you're a
Mhm.
female. Don't dress like you selling. I mean,
Yeah. Unless they are, I mean.
you can be proud of your body and not show it off to
Mhm.
everybody. But
Yeah,
I don't know. That's just my opinion.
uh,
Yeah. I
but
think it's also depends on like on how people are raised because some
Yeah,
parents aren't as strict as others. My mom always used to say if you have it, flaunt it, but I never did. I was like, no thanks.
right, yeah, so, yeah, because I feel like it's like when you tell a kid not to hit a button, then they go hit that button.
Like
So
the reverse psychology.
yeah,
Um for me it wasn't just that, it was also too because I was still very involved with the church, but also like when I got out of it I did start dressing like I wouldn't even say more provocative, just not like a Christian girl,
right.
and like wearing pants. I started wearing pants finally, but
ah,
then I would wear leggings and then I would realize like I don't like the attention that I'm getting with
Yeah,
what I'm wearing, so
so yeah,
now I
we was different. We like if a church told us not to wear something, we would
you
wear
would
wear
it.
do
it on
it.
purpose.
And
Yeah,
see, I always dyed my hair, and they would always tell me, "Don't dye your hair. You have to be presentable." And I'd be like, "I'm still dyeing my hair because
right.
I'm still gonna have my individuality. Although I'm just gonna wear skirts. I'm just gonna be modest. Like that was
Mhm.
about it.
Yeah.
So what was my next one?
And it's
So yeah,
I was gonna say it's Lil Mike and Funny Bone on all streaming platforms for everybody that's curious. We have not signed any record deals. We are independent.
ooh, okay.
We've turned down over 10 record deals,
Three major
Wow.
labels.
3 major label offers, and Reason was that because
I was
the
gonna ask why did you guys turn it down?
there's so much you're giving up when you sign over. You
Mm,
signing yourself over to
yeah,
be pretty much a slave.
Pretty much
yeah.
just be famous.
Just to be
Just to be
famous.
famous.
It's not cool.
And see,
Yeah,
fame to me is scary because it's like I wouldn't say I'm a private person whatsoever. I would say I'm pretty open
Hmm.
about like my life, but that doesn't mean I want people in my life. And like certain things should be private. Like
Yeah.
whatever happens in your home with your family, that stuff should be private, unless of course you're doing stuff wrong. Hi, puppy, I'm on the podcast. My son just got out of school.
uh-oh.
Um,
Hey, son.
so I don't think he could hear. He's all good. And I was realizing I lost my train of thought.
Of
He
the
distracted. I'm like
music
squirrel.
music industry, right?
Oh,
Mm,
yes. That was what my next question was, is like how is dating in the music industry? But going back to the music industry is that it feel like to be famous is scary,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
because
No.
now you
So
got TMZ up in your business. Everybody is dictating what your life is.
And that's the crazy thing because everybody always says they see us having our own show, like we should have a reality show. And we're like, nah. I mean,
Nah,
cameras following us around. It'd
yeah.
be fun for some of it, but like you said, some of your life got to be secret.
Mhm.
yeah, and then like not on and on top of that, like a lot of people are just now figuring it out. Like when because they're rising in popularity too fast on social media, and they're like, oh, now my business is out on Front Street because, and it's usually them putting their business out on Front Street, and
Yeah.
it's just like, or like now they're going to the store and they're like, oh my God, you, and let me take a
Mhm.
picture, blah blah, and they're not used to that interaction,
Right.
especially when they blew up during the time when social interactions wasn't a thing. Right?
Right.
Now
True. True.
everybody's used to being shut off from everybody, and now everybody's
Hmm.
Mhm.
coming at you, and people ain't used to it. It's just like,
Mhm.
We went to the mall in Canada once, and
oh yeah,
I guess we forgot how famous we were up there.
that
Right.
everybody start like, oh my God, and then start running towards it, and
People, we thought somebody came in. We were like, "Who came in?" We're like, and
I thought I
people
thought
are
something was
screaming
going down,
and
so I
running.
was about to turn around and run too.
Yeah, we thought something was going on. We didn't know what happened, but
Oh, sure. And the whole time they're gonna be chasing you the more that you run away.
What are
we
you running for? It's because of you. Like,
we needed a police escort after that. We were like,
Oh
oh,
my.
yeah, we learned our lesson. But Canada loves us.
like, we just normal people. We just undersized. You know?
Mhm. No, for real. That I think about that too, cause like even me, like I moved away from my hometown because I want to be able to go to the store and not know anybody, and just go to the store.
Yeah,
And then now that where I'm at, this is where I found like I got into the entertainment industry. And now I'm like, damn it, I think I gotta run away because now I know everybody.
hey, no joke. We don't even really eat out no more because
Mm-mm.
it turns into a meet and greet.
Oh
Everywhere
my
we go, yeah.
goodness.
I mean, we're sitting there at a restaurant trying to eat.
Can I take a picture?
Take a picture.
Can I take a picture? We
And
don't
then
do churches no more because of that.
the whole staff comes out,
Mm,
or like he said, churches
mm.
turn into a meet and greet, and people are walking up for pictures during worship. And
Or while the pastor's talking, hey, can I get a picture? Out loud. I'm like, damn, where you learn to whisper at? Because that was loud.
He did it barely off the mic.
we turned into a distraction everywhere we go. So
Yeah.
it,
So
it, it
how is that? Like,
it's
I,
cool, but
we've been doing this for 27,
so this
mhm.
is our 27th year.
27 years.
Wow,
So
good
we're
job.
used to it. It's just the only difference is um, we don't we don't like having certain uh we don't like going to certain places and being that
Mhm.
distraction. So like
Right.
a funeral or like recently somebody had a memorial service and we were there in support and
Mhm.
somebody kept talking in our
Talking.
ear while they were trying to sit,
Dang.
and we like shh, shh. We're like, just wait till after, and then
Right.
And then somebody
So
came and was like, "Hey man, y'all need to be quiet." It's like it ain't us. It's
It's
this guy.
this dude, dude.
so like what would you say to, the people out there that do interrupt, or it's like, there's a place for everything.
Exactly. That's it. I mean, if it's a memorial service or something of that status,
So
be respectful. Just
yeah, if it's a quiet setting, use hand signals. Like,
They're gonna
can I
start
get
like
can I get a picture with you? And then
mm,
like we'll be like later or
right.
no. And
Hmm.
I think quiet hand signals will let you know. And I think that's very respectful because you ain't gotta be all in their face like,
In
hey,
their face. Because at the end of the day, people who have a lot of following are human too.
yeah. And
And
and sometimes they're too shy to ask
hmm,
verbally, and so like hand signals are a good thing.
true.
And so
yeah.
like you could be like that, like point and picture, and we'll be like, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, come over here.
Because a lot of times the fans will say, "I saw you guys on social media." They'll say,
Yeah,
"I saw you guys in public, but I was too scared to ask for a picture." And it's like, well, I mean, we're always down. I mean,
yeah.
what's up? Hey,
Yeah,
so,
unless you see us getting like if we going through there like,
oh
in the
yeah,
airport,
if we're zooming, we on a mission.
yeah, we on a mission.
Right.
Don't take it as we ignoring you or nothing
And,
like
Or
that.
being
not
rude.
and not in traffic either, because yeah, traffic.
Yeah, yeah. Please don't wreck trying to take a picture of
Oh
us.
God, yeah.
So where are you guys originally from?
Oklahoma
Oklahoma
City,
City.
Okay, okay. Because
even
I
though
heard
we
you.
got
I
Chicago.
heard you say, yeah. I was like, there's a Chicago background. You guys said New York. I'm confused.
Right.
Right.
So
Nah,
Oklahoma
Oklahoma
City.
City.
Yeah.
That's
I
my
actually have a cousin out there. She has a restaurant or bar. I'm not sure what it would be called. It's called the Daiquiri Factory.
No, for real.
Ooh.
That's my cousin. If you guys have
What?
heard about it, go give
We
her a
heard of it.
visit, shout her out,
Okay.
Super dope. She just had a baby and really she
Oh,
used to own a dispensary out there.
okay. Yeah,
And
pretty
so
much
now
everybody now.
oh,
Everybody.
okay. That would make sense. She
There's
probably
two
like
on every corner.
Yeah, I'm like, dang, you got more dispensaries. You got churches now.
Yeah, it's bad.
I mean, what can help more? Herbs or
I mean, we cool with herbs. We're just not fans of people smoking it and abusing it.
Yeah, yeah.
oh, right.
Because there
Yeah,
are certain medicines that the creator has revealed to us as medicines should only
right,
be used as medicines and
right.
Not
ab-
recreation.
not abused.
Yeah.
Mm,
So
yeah,
that's
or
just
Because
just like
then,
alcohol.
yeah, because then
Like
it loses its sacredness and its purpose.
mm,
yeah. And
that's
we
true.
are on reservation dogs. We actually asked to not be included in that episode with the marijuana because we didn't
Mm.
want to be associated with it.
Mm.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, so
okay.
like when Uncle Brownie was selling to the bar-
Yeah.
with the barbecue, that was supposed to be
Mhm.
us, and we were like, nah, we good. Yeah,
Oh, okay, that makes sense. But he did it so perfectly.
Yeah.
It
yeah,
was like, and they followed him everywhere, even to the bars, and he was high as hell. Like, I
yeah.
think I think it worked perfectly for
It would
him.
have been fun, but we don't want people seeing us in that.
True. I
Yeah,
would
'cause then-
see. I could see that where they probably thought it would be a good idea for you guys since you're rappers, and it is in a lot of culture. But actually, a lot of rappers that I know are sober.
yes.
Like some of them either are completely sober, like or they just drink. And like me myself, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do none of that stuff
Nice.
because it's like, sometimes you just got to be in tune.
It is. You don't need that junk to party as hard as us.
Now
Right.
we do have a bar here at home, but it's a water
Mhm.
bar.
It's
It's
all
nothing but
water.
water.
Yeah.
What? That's
It's
crazy.
what is that? 4 tiers, two shelves.
Nope, that's 5 tiers.
Is it 5?
Yep.
That's a
I
lot of
wish
water.
Hey, that's pretty cool. At first I thought you guys were kidding. Like, yeah, we got a water bar. I'm over here thinking the sink.
It's on our TikTok. Actually, you can see it.
Hey.
We need to do an updated one because we bought a lot
I
of
tell
new
you what,
ones.
we'll send you a picture so when we say water bar, you can post it up there.
There, yeah.
Hey, it's live right now actually
Oh
as we
snap!
speak.
Oh
I
snap!
found
Okay.
I found this really cool website. I was gonna use Zoom, but sadly Zoom wasn't gonna record you guys as well. And so I just kept, digging, and I found this awesome website that could allow me to go live. For
Nice.
for me, it helps to go live better because I have 4 kids. I
Yeah.
do a lot of editing, a lot of like, um, just like, yeah, I'm always all over the place. So I'm like, the only way I could commit to a podcast is if I don't edit,
Oh,
Right, right.
nice.
or
Now
else I'm gonna.
we used to do a podcast for what is it, hip hop indigenous international indigenous hip hop awards podcast.
Wow.
And what we did was like the background you got in the back,
Mhm.
um, we had those slots open for sponsors.
Oh, I love that. See, that's something I'm working on too. So maybe we could talk, a little bit after this, because
Mm,
there's a lot to go in it more than I can provide financially. But as long as I can get you guys and other guests that are like positive and moving forward with their life, and just to show the audience that they too can accomplish their dreams. So, a quote that I always say in all my vlogs, my videos, and I'm trying to transfer onto my podcast as well is, it's not a rough life, it's a rough moment. You will get past it and you will own it. So that
Oh,
you
oh, I
put that
like
on a
that.
t-shirt. That's a song.
I know, I got like, I actually have it on my merch. I just
Oh,
need to
there you go.
upgrade it. I was like, we working. You say it's a song. We
Hey,
can
let's
mix.
make it happen. Yeah, that'd be
I do a
dope.
little singing on the side too.
Okay.
So you know, just I feel like a lot of creatives have a lot under their belt.
Hmm.
Like what once you're into something creative, now you're an entrepreneur. Cause I could tattoo, music, like sing. I can't rap. I tried. I'm
You
working on it.
haven't worked with me. Not so
And,
there's a couple of songs that we've had fans join us on.
Yeah.
mm,
So like of course they couldn't rap, but like if, with certain magic, you can be like, oh, you can rap along with our song. I just need to know
mm,
what you can follow,
There
and
it
then I can
is.
write around that.
oh,
And
like
so
like you could write for someone. Shoot,
yeah,
I
like
could
like
repeat it.
yeah, yeah. So like if you were like, oh, I'm good at reading it, but I'm not good at rapping it, then I'd be like, okay, let me write in a reading form,
Yeah.
and then
Oh, okay. See, I've done that a few times. I've featured in a few songs, but that haven't been released yet. So,
yeah,
yeah, I
yeah.
did that just a little bit. Or
Are
like,
you the type to be like, I don't like my voice?
yeah, I was, but I'm starting to get used to it.
Okay,
Okay.
Just
Yeah.
like hearing myself, and I go to karaoke for fun to be able to like the stage fright.
ooh,
I actually don't have that much stage fright because I'm a public speaker. I like to like motivational speaking, but for singing it's different. I do start getting nervous because of that like insecurity. And
okay,
so
yeah,
just doing it more, that's my advice to anyone who's watching. Karaoke can help. And everybody's drunk, they don't care.
right.
Right.
Yeah, I remember this one. We were judges for this talent show at a event, and this one girl was like, "I ain't going on. I'm too nervous." And I was like, hold on." And I was like, they had a mirror back there, and I said, "Set this mirror up on the mic stand and
Mm,
just perform to the mirror. Don't look at the crowd and act
mhm.
like that's part of your set." And
Wow.
so she was able to sing that whole song and not be afraid because she was not.
Yeah,
And
she was
people
looking.
thought it was part of the act, like, oh, she's singing to herself in the mirror. That was
Wow.
she did great. And I was like, see. And then when everybody was like, yeah, she turned and she was like, oh,
Wow, that's beautiful.
yeah. So,
Pretty
you
awesome.
just gotta find, how you can avoid.
Mhm.
Like for me, I used to look above the crowd instead of
That's what I do. I think of them like everyone as shadows.
mm,
Like it just happens like because it's so dark, and if you have lights on you,
oh yeah,
everyone kind of becomes a shadow in
yep.
a
Or you
way
can
because
take the
the light
glasses off and then everybody will just be blurry chairs.
There it is.
is right. I mean, like my eyesight's not that bad, so I just pretend everybody's a shadow.
Yeah.
Or just like social media, that's something that helps me in social media is like kind of thinking of everyone as a number,
Oh,
even if they like, it's like, yes, it's sometimes it's hard to like remember that there's actually people behind it because
oh,
it is just a number. But it also helps like with my mental health, or else I
yeah,
don't look at likes, I don't look at who's following me, nothing like that.
yeah.
Because that's when you start feeling like you need validation.
Right,
And
yeah.
like we have
Understand.
to keep going. You got to be original. You got to be yourself, just like you guys were saying earlier. And now let the comments get to you.
For real. I mean, everybody has their own critique, so
Yeah.
don't let one person's critique determine that your whole fan base thinks that same way.
Right.
Right. I mean, it's hard sometimes, but it's more of a trigger, I've realized, than it is an actual thing that somebody else, that really someone else is affecting you. Because if somebody gets the comment gets to you, that means it's something that you have to work on within yourself in that area of whatever they said.
Yeah, and plus, like, if you know it's something that you are working on, and somebody
Right.
brings it to your attention, then that's I can see how that's triggering
Yeah.
or whatever. But like, it still motivates you. Like, oh yeah, that's right. I need to work on this, or I need to fix that the next time I try to make a song like that. I need to,
Right.
Yeah.
and
And I think that's why you guys think it's funny, like if they make fun of your size, because you guys love it. You love being you. So you're like, "Ha, that's funny. I am little." That's what I do too. Like,
And when we go out like to eat, and we don't like complicated meals, so we'll tell the whoever's making our food, we'll be like short and simple like us.
I do that too. That's
Yeah,
hilarious.
short and
I'll
simple
be
like
like, yeah, I just like to cut it short, like me. And people
us.
laugh.
Yeah,
Or
that's
like
it.
a lot of guys like to pick me up, and I'm only okay with it if it's I'm only okay with it if it's like my friends, and like they ask me. They don't just do
Yeah,
it. So if
me
people just do it, I freak out and I'm like, put me down.
throwing bows on them.
Yeah. But like being a girl, I don't mind it as much because I'm just like, oh, I like being picked up. Like, yeah, I'm little.
no, no, I have a self defense. I'll fart on
You're like
them.
an octopus.
Yep, I get gassy when I'm
She
afraid.
said like a octopus.
Oh wow, don't pick
But
me up.
instead of what do they call it? Inking? You're letting out
Get
air.
gassy, dusty, gas 'em, gas
That's
'em.
funny.
Don't gas
Going
'em.
back to our question, so how is dating life in the
Ooh,
Oh,
entertainment industry?
that's different for us because we have standards. It's like no negotiation type standards.
no, nope,
That's
No,
good.
no drink, no smoke, and we both not want kids.
nope. That's the deal breaker. A lot of the times is
Ah.
like I've been in relationships where they're like, I want kids, and I'm like, with an S. Yo, I mean, like
Oh,
I can
more
understand
than
like one, but like with an S, no.
one?
When he
That's so
says
funny.
no dating fans, but I would assume that you would want your soulmate to like your music. I'm
Yeah.
just,
Like
I,
a supporter.
yeah,
You
Yeah,
want them to support you, but you don't want them to like be fangirling over you all the time. Like, okay, come on, treat me
yeah,
like a human.
right.
exactly.
Because I've dated a yes female
Oh
before
my god.
where
Oh.
they just like agree with everything you say to the point where you just like, that's annoying.
Yeah, you're like, I want you a little bit feisty. Like, don't be too easy for me.
Like, oh, I like eating there. Oh, I like that. Oh, I like this. Oh, yeah, yeah,
like,
me too. I'm like,
I would
but,
have just dated the freaking robot if I wanted someone who.
Mm,
it made me think of that. Coming to America was like, whatever you like, whatever you like.
Oh my goodness, that's hilarious. See, I'm like that with girls too. Since I like girls, I like them to be a little feisty, but not like crazy. You feel
mm,
me? Like just don't make it too easy. Give me a challenge, but also don't make me work too hard because now like what's the point?
Yeah.
Like,
also, I I don't know. I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. That's on live, but I'm not really into white girls. You got to be a special type of white girl for me
Mm,
to be. I don't want to say turned on about you.
yeah. Like mentally, physically, everything.
Everything, yeah.
Yeah. I kind of
There's been a few, yeah. But
I feel like a lot of people of color feel that way because it's more deeper than just what you look like. It's like it's harder to relate because we are so seasoned. And then I've been with a few white girls too that it's like I feel like I have to teach you so much.
oh
Like
god, yes.
instead of us just
Oh, that's
being.
why we said select few.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
if the hood didn't raise her, she probably don't know nothing.
That part, that's what I was gonna say. Like, if they were raised around a lot of people of color, then they're seasoned, you know? They know the struggle. They know they're not the typical, I guess, stereotypical type of white girl, white boy. They actually know how it is and they feel the same hurt. Or, like, since their friends are people of color, they're not gonna allow certain racism, certain um, speech to go along because they're also like, they become a part of us in that way because of what they're raised in.
Yeah, because I mean, there's been people I've clicked with, and I'm like, oh man, I see the potential right here.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, ah, I just don't like that about you, and I don't like that about you, and I'm like, we're gonna clash heads if we take it any further. We're just gonna clash on those certain
Yeah.
subjects, and I'm like,
You gotta see outside the potential.
yeah, because there's
And
certain things you cannot compromise on because it will cause problems in your relationship later on down the road.
right.
And so I notice people will have an attraction or an infatuation with somebody and try to look past
Yep.
all of that. And then when it comes to that, it'll always come back to that certain situation and y'all
Yes.
right. And it's,
Yes.
so for us, like the whole kid thing, I'm like, nope,
Mhm.
I'm getting neutered. Ain't gonna be no.
Like even if you try, nothing coming out of me.
Nope, I don't need him.
So if she do come up pregnant,
Ah,
no, it
right.
wasn't me. I'm just saying she was like,
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That she doing someone else because I ain't producing.
now I don't have a problem with it adopting. I just don't want nothing in diapers.
I did see, I think it was an interview that you had or no, you were going live with someone else and I got to see it a little bit. So why is that? Why do you
Because we
I
used to babysit.
yeah, we used to babysit. We had to raise our little brother.
mm,
So when I was in high school, I took all the jobs I could think of. I sold candy at school. I did
you gotta hustle.
babysitting. I mowed people's yards. I climbed trees and during Christmas and pulled down the mistletoe, wrapped
Oh,
bows on it, and sold it to the white folks at the Walmart because they was like, "Oh yeah,
Mistletoe.
legit
that's so
real
dope.
mistletoe." And then I used to think of all kinds of stuff. I was a
Yeah,
straight hustler,
we was slanging all the time.
Right.
but like babysitting, like I was just
That'll
like,
drive you crazy.
"Oh
You're
no,
like no kids.
I don't like I don't like
I don't
kids."
want I don't want to be my responsibility. But you said that you wouldn't want any from yours, but you would adopt. Why
Yeah,
would
yeah, okay. So like my history is I was a very bad child, and I feel like that
Come back to bite him.
that will come back to bite me. Um,
you know what they say?
yeah,
Uh-huh.
and so like I literally was exercised or whatever, like with,
Yeah.
with the whole demon
Mhm.
uh,
Holy water.
holy water and stuff like that.
Wow.
That's how bad I was, and so like um, and that was before you know my teenage years, and so I just don't want to deal with that because
Mm.
especially nowadays, because everybody's soft and they don't believe in spanking their kids. I don't
Mm-hmm.
care. You the same size. It's a fair fight. I don't care if
Oh,
you scared to me or not. If your
you
kid
said
come
we
up
the
to me
same
and
size.
feeling froggy, I'm body slamming that thing.
I told my kids that too. I was like, if you get older and you treat me some type of way, it's not child abuse. You ain't a child no more. I don't care if
Uh-huh.
you're taller than me.
Yeah. 'Cause, I mean, there's been certain situations I did some things in front of the parent, and they're like, next time you tell me. And I'm like, next time you tell your kid not to be messing with people like that.
Ooh, Yeah.
Some people got
I
a thing called
I
hood
that
reflex.
hood reflex is real.
Yeah, you gotta have that balance because I'm definitely into, like, I would say conscious parenting. I don't believe that we should like spank our kids for everything, but I feel like there's certain consequences for certain things, just like in the real world.
Hmm.
You get 10 years for whatever, you get a month for whatever, right? And it's like we at the home have to show them a little taste of the real life, even though it doesn't mean to abuse your kid. You know what I mean?
No,
Some
no,
people
no.
take it way too far. And it's like, yeah, a lot of us, especially people of color, we always say we're going to beat our kids, but do we really mean we're going to beat them? No.
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 We're probably not even gonna hit them, honestly. We're probably just saying, "I'm a beat you. You stop playing with me."
Yeah, for real. Like, I mean, when I kind of beat down from my mama, it was always because I did something
Deserved it.
Really bad.
that deserved it.
Right.
And there's been certain times where she's only hit me once, and I was traumatized by it. But like,
Yeah.
it wasn't
Mhm.
like when I say traumatized, I wouldn't like it's gonna affect me for life. I was traumatized by the
The
bad thing
actions
I
that
did.
you
Yeah,
Yeah.
so like I
But
was like, okay, I'm gonna never do that again because
yeah,
that's gonna get me some
because
action.
that will result in that.
I don't
And
need mama
Yeah.
yeah, so that's
Yeah.
thinking. Leave them thinking.
That's what they say. Sometimes you don't even gotta do much. Shoot, you don't gotta leave marks on them. You don't gotta throw them to the wall. Like you just gotta, like scare
Let
them a
them
little
know.
bit.
Oh
Let them
yeah, I
know.
mean, there's been times like the nicest thing she would do is like do the ear thing when
Mm,
they twist your ear and be like, "Don't you
mhm.
ever do that again." But like
Right.
you get those ones where you spout off to your mom or whatever, and then like she try to throw a quick punch on you, and you dodge it, and
He
you
did
know
that in the car one time. She was driving.
she was driving right. I dodged it, and
She stuck her fist out like this,
and then she
and it.
swerved, and then I
Bah!
right into it.
Oh shoot. Oh my gosh. I think it's so crazy because a lot of the times when we share stories like this, we laugh because now we're adults and we're like, damn, I should, like, we realize that the actions that we
This.
did had that effect, right? But I also feel like it is trauma that makes us laugh because we've normalized it so much. And then going back to like the colonization and everything, I feel like the only reason why we beat our kids or think it's right is because that's what was done to us, to listen, to obey.
Mm. Yeah, but
So
that
it's like
was pretty bad though, so I deserved it.
you're like, but I
I
deserved
was
it.
an
He
evil.
deserved it.
I was an evil little thing.
Yeah. And a lot of that stuff, that's so I think you're really smart for that, like not wanting kids, not only for the karma, but because um you don't realize this until you become a parent, but a lot of those triggers, the way your kids will start acting, will make you start reacting the way that you wish you didn't. You know what I mean? Just
Mhm.
like your parents because that's what you were taught,
Oh, no, no, no.
and
I believe it. I don't care. Let it be known if you want to come at me sideways. I don't care. I believe in no kids.
Oh my goodness. But it's just like those are certain things that I've gotten more into, like being indigenous myself is like getting into our roots
Mhm.
a little more, why we do the things that we do, and do we do it because that's something we were taught, or is it something that we should be doing?
Mm.
Like how can we elevate our people to the best ability without letting society or the colonizers keep us at the level that they want to keep us?
Right.
Because one thing that I've seen so much, and you could see this on, I think it's menace, no, it's not Menace to Society, it's one of like um it's like an older movie, and it talks about how there's a liquor store on every corner of
Oh
the
yeah.
hood. Black communities, Hispanic
Oh, that's
communities.
Boys in the Hood,
Is
ain't it?
it Boys in the Hood?
Yeah, maybe.
Oh yeah, I think it is Boys in the Hood, and it's the oldest. I mean, it's the dad, right? And he's more like prophetic, and I think the same way of like when you go, like, because we've lived in Chicago a few times before, it was like that. And
Yeah.
then when I even seen the set on the native side, I seen a lot of people where um I guess, how would you say alcoholism was very normalized.
Right.
And it made me sad because it's like, that's kind of why we're not in the relationship that we were with the girl, because alcoholism was so normalized, and it's also one reason why I became sober, because I was like, I don't want to keep that going in my
Yeah.
culture as well, because it's also so normalized as Mexicans.
All
And
right.
what do? We party. How do we party? Alcohol. When the kids are running around being, like doing who knows what, because we're all faded. Like,
Right.
and how can we elevate to do that?
That's why we push so hard that we don't drink and we don't smoke.
Right.
And we tell and through our music, we try to tell people partying is not drinking. Partying and
Yeah.
music and dancing, people.
Yeah. And then on top of
Right.
that, like we're like, yo, you don't have to live up to the stereotypes.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Cause
Just
I
because they
feel like,
call it drunk Indians, we don't have to be drunk Indians, you know?
right. Exactly. And that's the same for, Mexicans. And it's like it helps us keep us down low, but we want to elevate. We have so much power. We have so much gifts. We have so much in tune with the creator that
Yeah.
we can utilize. But if you start eating only fried bread, it's not good for your, like, it'll fog your mind. Like, getting healthy as well as, staying with our culture and not having to be drinking all the time.
Mhm.
Yep,
Yeah,
Real.
I agree 100%. So I think I'm gonna cut off the podcast right now. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, like being on here. Like, I'm so excited, and you guys are great
yes.
people. Made it me feel so comfortable and just chopped it up with me.
All love. Thank you for
tell
having me.
them, tell them where they can find you guys.
You can find us at MikeBoneMedia.com for all the social links, free music, merchandise, and more. MikeBoneMedia.com. Well, he's
Hey,
streaming
thank you
everywhere.
guys.
Little Mike and Funny Bone. So, yeah.
Woo! Yes, check them out. They're fire. Check out the
Media.
Res Dogs and everything you guys got coming up soon. Bye.